So this is my engineering project for Unit 3.1 for Principles of Engineering, the virtual unit version by PLTW, and I chose project number 1, which is the chocolate cookie topper, or whatever that's called, chocolate chip cookie topper. And the problem statement is: the employees of Chips Ahoy have retired, and for cost purposes, the company needs a cost-effective way to place toppings on their cookies using machines. The design statement is: the VR-SDV will be programmed to pick up colored discs which represent toppings. The VR-SDV will then place the discs in squares which represent cookies evenly. All 3 of the squares will represent 3 different discs, or cookies, sorry. This will be completed quickly as shown by a displayed timer. The robot will constantly move in the same directions and distances as I use the function blocks to define those movements. I also used variables so that the robot knows when to stop or how far to drive and rotate in certain situations. The variables used are the ones checked. DS2, that means distance sprinkle 2. End, index, no. PB chip D, which means peanut butter chip distance, and PB chip RTT is peanut butter chip rotate. RS2 is rotate sprinkle 2. Sprinkle D means sprinkle distance, and sprinkle RTT means sprinkle rotate. VR-SDV go says when that should go, and then yes, that's the other one. And then the variables, or my blocks, are a display timer, a drop chocolate chip, a drop peanut butter chip, drop sprinkle, get chocolate chip, get peanut butter chip, get sprinkle. There is a while loop put in that if end equals no, end is set to 1 at the beginning of the project, and no is set to 1, so they equal each other. So while end equals no, which means it's not the end, then it does all this code, and the pink blocks are defined by these over here. At the end is set equal to yes, and when end equals yes, then it stops. And also the timer is displayed at the very end of how long it took. The robot will be tracing where it goes, and I'll play it now. The disc mover arena is set, so the squares represent the cookies, and these represent chocolate chips, these represent peanut butter chips, these represent sprinkles. 1 circle should be put of each color on a cookie, and they should be evenly spaced out. The VR-SDV robot took 103 seconds to place all the discs evenly, or relatively evenly, on the cookies. And that's also 1 minute and 43 seconds, but 103 seconds. As shown, the robot had to back up in order to not move the discs, because if it rotates near a disc, then it moves it, which is why ones like these have moved up slightly. If I could improve this project, I would figure out a way for it to not move any of the discs, and they can be more evenly spread out. And also, I would try to remove some repeated code and add more variables and function blocks, which are the pink ones, so that there's less code and it's not as confusing. Also, I would take away unnecessary movements, such as this movement, which it could have been better to just do that, and it would have taken away like maybe 4 seconds, because the goal was to do it as fast as possible, and it needs to be fast. That's it for my project. Thank you for watching.